Okay.
My phone is a bus trying to figure out how it
Yeah.
works.
Is it recording, Felix? Okay, perfect. So you can take your seat now. Is it working?
Yes, now you appear.
Okay, cool. All right, thank you. Okay, guys, so to start off our class today, our due now, you've all organized your workspace, but we're going to make sure that we open our email document from the other day, because our goal would be that within the next 5 minutes, we want to complete and send those emails about our learning strategy that we came up with. And how? Yeah, so I want you to send it actually to me and both of your parents. Okay? So, and I'm going to give you guys just an example. Zach already did his, and it was lovely. So I'm going to read it for you just to know kind of what yours could look like. So he wrote, "Dear Mom and Dad," he CC'd me, "in learning strategies in the past month or so, we've been working on a project to help us with learning and get us ready for high school. Here I will showcase my project. To start this project, we found a learning obstacle that kept us from doing our best. I felt that procrastination was a big problem for me. Out of this, we had to come up with a how might I question. Mine was, how might I manage my procrastination at home to complete homework so I don't fall behind and become stressed and anxious. So far, he's included what the project was about. He included his problem in his how might I question. Then he says, so here's what I came up with to combat this learning obstacle. My plan is to have a poster that hangs up in my room that says, do now. Under the title, there will be check boxes with things like math or Spanish. When I have completed something, I will check off the box. So he's described his strategy. Piece of information, Zach, how do your parents already know what this looks like?
Does that show me?
Because he showed them. And in a previous email, he'd actually included a picture. So some of you guys might want to include a picture or a screenshot of what the strategy looks like. Under the boxes with my subjects, I have a mini calendar with each day of the week. When I have successfully finished all my homework on a specific day, I'll check off that day of the week. When the week is over, I wipe off the board and start again. So he's also telling them how he's going to track his progress and make sure he's using the strategy. I think it would be best to have you, the parents, make sure that I am checking off the boxes and making sure that I am keeping on task with my work. Thank you for helping me with this project and supporting my learning throughout 8th grade. Sincerely, Zach. So what are some things that we like about Zach's email?
I liked how he was straight to the point.
Yeah, he was straight to the point. What else do you like about his email?
I like how he described what he's going to do and how he's going to do it.
Yeah, so what he's going to do, how he's going to do it, specific.
Yeah, I like that he included detail like in every paragraph.
Yeah, so there were like, the main idea was very clear for each paragraph, but there was clear supporting detail as well. Is anyone feeling like it's tricky to follow this format in our current English and Humanities email, or are we feeling successful so far?
I'm not feeling so well. I'm not feeling so well.
Not doing so well? So what part do you guys think is hard? Is it the structure, or is it what content to include?
Content. Yeah.
Content and content. Okay, so I want you guys to kind of practice as you're writing this email and notice what some of the specific pieces or information you're including, and then we'll kind of try to talk about that email later for what content is necessary and how to include relevant evidence. Okay? So I'm going to give you guys up to 5 minutes to work on this now. If you're someone who you're a little bit further behind, you'll have to pause afterwards and finish it later on. Okay? So 5 minutes. And then for Zach and Hannah, who are already finished, I'll check in with you guys about your current English and Humanities emails. Okay? Perfect. So we got 5 minutes on the timer. You're working on your email. You're working on your email. And Felix, you can open up your English and Humanities email as well.
Oh, I don't understand.
I'll check in with you.
The negotiation area. Okay, so I took that. I already took some that you. I already took some. I'm going to do this for now. And I'm going to come complete.
Perfect. And
Wow.
should we put you somewhere that you can connect your charger? I like that you were more specific. And then here, yeah, just definitely try to say, sort of like a checklist of what it is you're going to do. So you're going to go to the areas in need, and here mention the areas. gonna buy the materials, what materials is it that they need?
Sometimes like I could put like the materials like just in the house and also extra materials like for stuff against the family.
Okay, so I think just including what materials they're gonna need to buy, because in this email, you're trying to tell them what they have to do. So you wanna try to be as specific as possible in this piece. Does it make sense why I would like you to organize it this way, so
Yeah.
then afterwards we can put it in sentences?
Well, yes.
Okay. So are you confident to keep working on that now? And just for Zach, we're gonna have some time for organization with it. You can be open up your email and then
Nature.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say, like, I don't know if my strategy is going to, like, to, like, first way is to see if, like, I'm, like, knowing, like, more, like, how to say, like, my organization skills for a while. And the second one is, like, to see, like, I take, like, stress for, like, stressful.
Okay, so then we have to figure out like 2 specific ways to measure those. So maybe one way to measure if your organization's improving, what did we recently have where parents came to school?
In my, I know in my conference,
So we had conferences, right? And before conferences, what went home?
the report,
The report. And in the report, was there anything that measured your organization?
yes,
What?
in my ATL organization skills.
Okay, so what if you said to figure out if it works, you would compare your ATL organization skills from the progress report, from the interim report?
To a report card.
Yeah.
Or maybe it could be like on, like, not compliment, like my parents and you only. How do you say that? The one is that it's in June episode or in May.
Oh, at your IEP?
Yes.
Oh.
So maybe we can like measure it there.
Okay, so maybe like almost having 3 opportunities. The first would be, what were your ATLs at the interim report? Then, what does your organization look like at the IEP meeting? And then, what does it look like on the final report card? That's a great idea. Start with that one and then we'll check it out.
One question.
Yeah.
If like there's someone who
Oh, then just get rid of where I said area 2.
Unfinished my administration.
So would you like to share it with me? I'll try to print it in the next minute. Okay. What's up, Hannah?
I don't know if
You already sent your email.
No, I haven't.
Okay, just send that really quick and then we'll address. Your email is so organized. You don't have anything on it. Such a pro. Whichever one, I say whichever one you think. And then you can do my work.
Oh, okay.
This part more specific, okay? For like, how is it that you know your stress will be down? Maybe like my learning strategy?
Solution?
Ooh, that's a good idea. So if you're someone who you're just finishing up sending an email, do that and then head to the rug area. But everyone else, we can just tilt our screens and go to the rug area because we're gonna do a quick check-in just on how the week has gone so far.
Oh, that's really.
If I'm not done.
That's good.
Yeah, then we'll add it to your plan that you'll finish later on, okay?
I shared it with you.
Thank you, I'll print it. What's that?
I wouldn't know.
Oh, yeah, we'll do that next week, but I started showing some people already. And every time I show them, I credit them. I'm like, Hannah found this great thing on Grammarly, you gotta check it out.
It's what time is it?
It is 9:28.
You need to tell me when it's 10.
Okay. All right, guys, so just because our June now went a little longer than expected, but I did want to have an opportunity to do a quick check-in with you. So I wanted you to take 30 seconds to think of one of these. Because I wasn't here on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. This is the first class that we're actually having together. And I was wondering, and it's Friday, so that's like a really weird week. And I felt like when I came back, I was like, it feels like I missed so much. There were so many things happening, assignments. I missed so much. So I want you to take 30 seconds to either figure out and think about one thing that happened in your life this week, or one thing that happened in our classes at FDR this week that you feel like you should fill me in on, okay? So we'll take 30 seconds to think, and then we'll share.
Well,
30 seconds to think, Hannah. Come. Okay, like 10 more seconds. Finalize one
Think
thing.
about like the weekend or how it was.
But what
Last
do you
time I
mean
saw
by-
you was last Friday, so anything that's happened between last Friday to this Friday.
What do you mean by like what happened in your life?
Like something personal for
Ah,
you.
okay, okay. I have two things to share.
If they're quick, you can do
Yes.
both. Alright, does everyone have one?
Yes,
Or two?
can I start?
Yes, you can
I
say.
have two things. What happened in school and what happened in my life. And so the first one is what happened in my school and is that I learned to a different form to see if it's an infinite fraction or a finite. And the, what happened in my life is that on Wednesday was my birthday.
Wednesday was your birthday! Happy
Happy
birthday! That's so exciting. Felix? You're good.
Yes, and also, if like I don't understand very well the science, the kids symbol, right? Science, the instructions.
Okay, the questions on leaves for the stations you're doing. Okay, we'll check in on that. What's that? I'm not sure, but just act
I go
naturally.
check. I go check.
Yeah, you can go check.
so something that happened in my life is I've been on and off school a week.
Hannah, why are you like, where did you go like
I was sick. On and off. And something that happened in a class, I'm very confused on that because I just
Thankfully, today is our math day, so we're going to go over some of those confusions.
Miss, I have a question. Anna.
That's what we started astronomy science.
Oh, that's what it's called. I just called it space.
I just called it space. Well, space and or astronomy will be a little bit
You know what
clearer.
astronomy sounds like? It sounds like a pasta. Astronomy.
You're off topic. All right. Oh, sorry, Alejandra. I was gonna go, but my bad. Go ahead.
Like, I feel math and understanding,
Yes, me too.
but like, I don't know, I feel sometimes like overwhelmed by like, I don't know, I feel I forgot this homework, I don't know. Or maybe like, it's been a stressful week, but
Do you mean you feel like you forgot this math homework, or you feel like in the bigger sense of school you're
in a
forgetting?
bigger sense.
Okay.
And then, like, I only understand, like, I'm understanding science, like, the task of the thing,
Mm-hmm.
and the infinite or finite,
Mm-hmm.
and this. And I feel I need to work on
shut it out.
Your substitute will shut
But overall, things with the substitute were okay?
And she did her own like.
it.
I heard that, I heard it was really cool.
It was like 10 minutes long.
Okay,
It was good.
yeah, that's awesome.
It was
And they
One,
slept in your test.
Yeah, he falls.
Yes.
alright, one thing that happened in my life, oh, for me, the math stuff was a little bit tricky for me at first. So when I was first trying to figure out how Eureka was explaining finite and infinite solutions, I was having kind of a hard time. But then last Friday after school, I finally sat down with like the teacher workbook stuff, and I did out all the example problems, and it finally clicked. And I was really proud of myself.
I love when that happens.
I know, it's the best.
And then sometimes you just get really fed up with it.
And sometimes you're just like, I don't even know, let me go in and ask for help.
I'm designing your life.
It's been there for like an hour and a half and hasn't gone yet. Pretty cool. So I'm gonna explain our next step because kind of overall in our plan today, guys, we have a longer class so we can go a little bit slower.
I just got that. That meeting.
Oh, the meme.
I miss you pig time. I just got that.
Well, at least you got
I
it.
don't get it.
So we are gonna
Pig
do,
time, pig time, and it's a piglet.
so the pieces, guys, in our class that are gonna be the same for everybody is that we are gonna do organization next. I'll ask you how many minutes you think we'll need based on the job we have to do. And then after that, we're gonna do a quick math review just of the different kinds of problems for the infinite and the finite decimals. And then afterwards, you're gonna have a practice to do on your own as your mathometer. And then we should actually have time that, like Alejandra was saying, I kind of want to check in about the English email, or like Felix is saying, like I'm kind of overwhelmed by the science. We should have an opportunity to work on those jobs. Does that sound okay for the rest of the class? Sweet.
I finished organization.
Well, that's awesome. So only thing I'll ask is that for organization,
Except that.
if you can, just make sure that you check your email, you check Manage Back, you include homework and assessments. You might want to, just like Alejandra's a great idea, schedule mini deadlines for your assessments. So maybe 2 days before the negotiation email, ask for feedback. You might want to include that in your planner. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Another thing, request an extension if a due date is coming up too quick. Aim for at least 2 days notice and
So
try to
maybe
send.
the science thing, I should ask on Saturday if I need it.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. If you send Miss Holloway an email and you say, Dear Miss Holloway, I was out sick and I'm a little confused in catching up. Would you mind if I have until Saturday? Okay? So, and just like that, Felix, if you're feeling kind of overwhelmed by the science or confused, you might want to email Miss Holloway and ask for an extension.
Miss
On
Morrissey,
Saturday.
we, like, the next week we're getting a summative
What?
in science.
What? In science?
Yes.
What is the summative
I
about?
don't know, on Monday she's going to
Explain more.
explain it. And, no, it's a summative.
No, is that
And
homework
it's
is
due
on
Friday.
But then she's gonna be doing another thing.
It's due
Okay.
Friday, miss, so can I like, have an extension for that?
How about let's mentally prepare for that. What I would say is in your planner today, include it as a due date and highlight it so it stands out. And then I'll have you in class on Monday, and by that point, Ms. Holloway should have introduced it to you. And we'll talk about whether or not you think it's realistic to get done, or you feel like you need an extension. Okay, but that was good forward thinking. Perfect, so you'll come in and you'll say, Ms. Morrissey, I totally understand the summative, I feel great about it, I don't
Or-
think I'll need an extension, or, uh-oh, let me ask for one, okay? And then in your class plan, just remember to include the required tasks and estimate your time, and try to be more specific. So instead of just writing, I need to work on the negotiation email, maybe you say I need to work on paragraphs 4 and 5 in my negotiation email. Maybe instead of just science, you write science questions 3 through 6. Just so that we're making more measurable goals for ourselves to get done in our class time. Okay? And so just as a heads up that on your class plan today, I should see that everyone has math review and mathometer on there. And overall, I don't expect that job to take us more than 20 minutes. And that would be like the most. And then the rest of the time will be either if you haven't finished your email for my class yet, you have to finish that, or the other jobs you need to work on.
I just
Okay.
noticed we don't get grades in this class.
Yeah, just give you
Then we
ATLs.
will write
Yeah.
your email.
If we do, I have a 700, I think so.
Yeah, if we do, you do have a
I
second.
would have
right?
it.
You have an 8. Okay, how many minutes, thinking about this whole job, how many minutes do you guys think we should have to do it? You might sort of kind of need it, so we can
Wait,
check
I
in.
need like
2 minutes.
a minute.
2 minutes, 1 minute, how many minutes do you think you need, Felix?
And the science.
Actually, wait, 1
Oh,
minute.
for the
For
Yes.
organization, yeah.
The last
Eh,
class.
what was the
What?
shortest time?
The shortest time so far was 1 minute, but that was ridiculous, so the shortest is probably 2.
65 seconds.
65 seconds, what do you think?
I think 2.5.
2.5?
No, 55.
I think 59 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, I think let's settle on 1 minute and 47 seconds.
No.
'Cause that sounds
That's
about
a
right.
really
Some-
random
48
number.
seconds.
So we've got 1 minute and 47 seconds,
Okay.
and you have 5 seconds to get to your class, to
Go,
your
go.
desk and start. 5,
5, 6,
4.
2, class.
3, I know, right?
Take it.
I'm still kind of a zombie, you have to give me a break. All right, so I'm leaving this up here as a reminder, but 1:57 is going on the clock.
No, I'm almost done.
I almost fell.
Miss, can you show us the
I
the
wasn't
schedule
believe
for
this
next
to
week?
you.
Yeah.
Because like
I think actually next week is going to be mostly normal.
How long do you think math meter would take?
I'd say probably 10 minutes if you're feeling confident, maybe
I'll put
15 if you're struggling. Alright, you can see your phone a little bit. Thank you. And
And next week. Let's do it ahead.
oh, such a good one.
And it's colorful.
We said I already did my homework.
Oh my
Perfect.
gosh. We're almost done.
I know.
Oh, that's sad.
The school year is wrapping up quick.
You're not on this.
Oh, so to my end.
You're not on this.
That's harsh.
Look.
I don't know.
And the space where it says like all the different subject areas.
Hey, you're not here.
I would guess that we have like 45 seconds left on the
finished.
clock.
Oh, I would
Yes.
check, but it's
I
not on
am.
my computer.
yeah.
Miss, we go back to me how much we take for the math.
Oh, I was wrong. We got 35 seconds.
Math of
Okay, so I finished.
I would
in
guess if you're
9 seconds.
feeling confident, it would take you like 10 minutes, but if you're struggling, I'd say 15.
And
I did 10 to 15 minutes.
Miss, I put like
I put my to my Huh. Got
Do you
it.
have an extra eraser I can borrow?
I do.
That was very thoughtful. Okay. And I think the time will be going on.
Miss, I finished in 9 seconds.
Incredible. You're a pro. Do you have a pencil to do the math homework with?
Yeah.
I always forget your
Oh,
pencil. It's
I'm
kind of
supposed
weird.
to be normal.
So Zach, was 1 minute realistic?
Yes.
No.
He doesn't even hear us. Was 1 minute realistic?
Yeah.
Nope. Because the timer just went off, and guess who's the only one not done?
No,
I
Josie,
was
music.
done.
Wait, I said 1 minute.
Miss Josie is
He said 2 minutes. I said 1 minute.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Never mind. Respect. You probably needed those extra 10 seconds then.
I just have to copy paste like 2 seconds.
All right, all right.
It's frozen.
I'll unfreeze it.
Okay.
Okay, great. Okay, so what we are going to do now, you might just want to kind of like pile up some stuff in your workspace to keep it a little bit organized because you will need at least a pencil for this job. And if it was me, I'd probably take out a highlighter. You know, just recommend it. It usually helps. I'm a pro. You're a pro for sure.
I'm just thinking it is a shame.
My bad, you know what?
You know,
It's just
I'm
I have
not
so much faith in
complaining.
you. I know you're already
I'm not complaining.
an expert, Hannah.
I know.
Okay. So what we'll do, guys, is there are some problems on the front that I thought we could go through together as a review, and then you'll be able to use that to help you out on the back if you need it.
I don't know what this is.
So we'll go through it. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be excellent.
Miss
It's
May,
gonna
sorry.
be
Almost finished.
Yeah, I'm just.
So just as a heads up, guys, As a reminder that on these mathometers, what I'd like you to be doing at the end is going at the top and saying what it is that you need to review before the next math class.
Cool beans.
Alright? So these ones we're gonna go through together. If you're feeling confident and you wanna try doing this whole thing by yourself, you can. Just know that I'm gonna go over the first page step by step and then let people do the back page independently.
Miss, can I
What's
turn
your
that
question?
AC
Like, can I
on?
start, like, can we, I don't know what to say.
Miss, can I turn that AC?
Can I say out
You know
loud,
while you're
like,
over there, can you
the
turn the AC on?
questions I
Yes.
know,
Miss.
the response?
Depends where the thing is.
It's there. I didn't need to turn that
Yeah,
on.
it is kind of stuffy.
Wait, is it the blue button?
Nice.
And
I like the added dab there.
I wasn't a dab.
That was a mini bit.
And
Like
Hannah,
that.
Hannah, and the window, please.
And the window.
Okay, so if we're looking at our front page and we want to know what is an example of a finite and an infinite
Oh
decimal,
my gosh, it's loud.
it is. Felix, do you know what an example of a finite and infinite decimal would be? What?
Like, I have two types of knowing how to find an infinite or a finite decimal. Like, the first one is sometimes they put like a zero line on top of the number.
Okay.
Everything.
So if I wanted an example of what an infinite looks like, what could my example be?
Like,
Nice.
0.66 and like a little line on top of the last 6. And that will be like infinite because it's never stop.
Excellent, because Felix identified that this sign means repeat.
Or also when you don't have, even the number, the base number cannot be used by a product of 2 or 5.
Exactly, so for us just to have an example of what it looks like, for sure, but when we're actually doing operations with it, if it can't have a base number of a 2 or 5, it's definitely going to be infinite. So we've got infinite. Anna, how did that part feel? And Zach, give me an example of a finite decimal.
0.756.
Great.
So what's the line for?
And why do we know that that's finite?
Because it ends.
Yeah, it ends without a repeating. Okay. And in the column next to it, you'll see that there's a column that just says how confident. 1, what is this? And 5, I'm a pro. So, so Felix is saying, you know what, at this, I'm a pro. And Hannah is saying, I was sick this week, I'm not totally sure. So she's gonna write that.
I'm gonna read it too.
Can I do the second one?
So for the second one, if we need to complete the cake method of 50 to find factors of 5 and 2, 50, Felix, how do we start?
Okay, like if like first put the 50
Yeah.
and yeah, like that, and
Okay.
it will be if the product will be 5
Okay, so then I'm gonna divide it by 5.
and you need to put the response like how much times you multiply the 5.
The quotient,
Yeah, it
so
was
50
10
divided by
to the bottom.
5.
I
It would be-
did like 2. I did 2, 5, 5. So
And then
50,
5.
25, 5, 1.
Okay, usually sometimes like it makes a little bit more sense to start with a bigger number because then it's going to break it down pretty faster. Okay?
And then
So-
5
then the 50 divided by 5 is 10, then 10, 5,
and 2.
and 2.
So
Perfect.
it would be 5 the power of 2 and 2 times 8.
2 to the power of 1, yeah?
Wait, but I understand.
No, and then no, but it needs to be the same number. So then I need to multiply.
What did we ask you for?
Oh, okay.
Just the cake method. That's going to help you later, Felix, because I might have built this intentionally.
I actually
What is
like
the
this
thing?
method a lot better than just Because I mean, by doing this, then you know exactly what it's going
Exactly, you know exactly what you're gonna
to
work
be.
with.
Schroeder doesn't like it.
So for the cake method, people, and let me know if I leave anything out. For the cake method, what we do is we start with the number that we really want to divide. So we start with 50. In this case, Hannah, we know we care about how it's divided by products of 5 or by 2. So that's why, because you'll see here, okay? Because in fraction form of finite decimals, you can always break it down by 5s or 2s. So we started with, can we divide it by 5? Yes, we can. And 50 divided by 5 gave us this 10. And then we said, can we divide 10 by a 5 or a 2? We can divide it by a 5, and it gives us a 2. So that process then tells us that the factors is 5 times 5 times 2 gives us,
Can we divide by 2?
but that would be 1. So then you would just have, like, so then it would be 1 times 2 times that squared. So same thing. Okay? Cool. So now for the next one, we're getting a little bit trickier for,
Can I do it?
I don't understand something. I don't understand which part. I don't know what this. I don't know anything.
Please, can I do the second one?
so yes, so now for find the decimal representation of 3
Please, no, can I
eighths.
do the
Can I do the third one?
Sure. All right, okay guys. So for 3 eighths, what are we gonna do, Felix?
Okay, first I need to see how much times 2 will like be like an 8.
Okay,
So it would be 3 and 9
okay. So 3 and then a fraction symbol.
and 2 to the power of 3.
Okay. So now can you explain to Hannah why instead of writing 8, you wrote 2 to the third?
Because like 2 times 2 will be 4 and 4 times 2 will be 8. I don't know how to explain it.
Can we get it? Yeah. So, 5 times 2 equals 10. So, we are using like 5 times 2. And if we say like 5 to the power of 2 times 5 to the power of 2 equals 100. So, we are only using like 10, 100, 1,000, and
10,000. So our goal is that we eventually want this
To be
denominator
the number of the base.
to be a base number of 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, etc. And we can get there by having bases of 2 or bases of 5. So that's why
So
Felix
it can
said
only be 2 or 5?
it can only be 2 or 5. So Felix was
Oh
saying,
my God,
okay,
the
instead of
8.
representing it as 8, these are the same thing. So Felix is saying to get closer to the denominator that we want, I'm going to represent it by the 2's. And now the next thing he's going to do will explain how we get the 5's. Yeah.
Okay.
What do we do next?
So
Felix?
you would explain me that if I always